Welcome back to Fire Talk, everyone. We got some trades going through. We talked about the Jason Adam trade before, and now the Padres did it. They acquired the guy that we had listed as our number one overall player to go after at the trade deadline, Tanner Scott. Also got another guy, kind of a borderline starter, I think is the right way to put it. Bryan Hoeing. He's had a pretty solid year number-wise. Baseball Savant page isn't too great. Past season's not too great. But the main piece is Tanner Scott in this one. Overall, full trade. You trade away Robbie Snelling, Adam Mazer, Graham Pauley, and there was another prospect in there as well. I forget what the last guy's name was. We'll pull that up in a second. Obviously, the big names of this trade, though, the big names are Robbie Snelling going for Tanner Scott. That's kind of the headliners there. Tanner Scott, we've talked about him a lot. He fills probably your number one need, is especially if Musgrove is coming back. And I feel like it's the appropriate value. I think some people are like, that's so much. That's so much. I personally think it's the appropriate value. I want to get your guys' initial thoughts, though. Isaac, you think it's an overpay, dude, or do you think that's about right?
Hell no, it's not an overpay. I know why some people say it is, but Robbie Snelling, I believe he won Pitcher of the Year last year. Great player. I'm sure he's going to be good in the future, but I think what a lot of people don't, or maybe they're having a tough time understanding, is that the Padres need to win now. And I know that's not something you really want to hear because, look, I want the Padres to develop prospects too, really bad. I really want cheap contracts on our team. But the fact is, you can't wait on Robbie Snelling. You can't wait on Dylan Lesko because Manny Machado doesn't get any younger. This is Ha-Seong Kim's last year in a Padre uniform. Xander doesn't get younger. Fernando doesn't get younger. Musgrove, Darvish, all these guys are in the prime of their careers right now, and we need to win now in order to maximize their contracts. So, Snelling and Lesko were looking good and looked like they could be up next year. Hey, I mean, I'd be pretty concerned and I wouldn't like the trades, but fact of the matter is they both have over a 6 ERA. Their whips are not good. Lesko's command ever since the Tommy John has only gotten worse. And I don't know what happened with Snelling, but right now the Padres might have just made the best bullpen in baseball. If not, they're a top 5 bullpen in baseball. This is a bullpen that you're looking forward to coming out in the 5th inning, 6th inning of a playoff game. Championships are won with pitching and bullpens, and a lot of people are saying, and I completely understand this because I also believe this, and I feel like a fool for believing it, but the Padres have no more prospects to trade. They've traded Lesko, they traded Snelling, Pauley, Mazer. They traded a lot of guys at this point. Their farm system is depleted. At the same time, AJ Preller never really runs out of prospects. He's always getting someone new. So maybe there's more than we think. I don't know if Salas or DeVries go. I mean, we only have 50 minutes before the deadline's over, but I think they both stay unless we go get someone like Skubal or Crochet. Keep in mind, we don't really want Crochet. I would be happy to see the update of getting Crochet, but I don't think he's a great get. It's funny, before we started the stream, we said, oh, Skubal would be great. And then we're like, the Padres want Tariq Skubal, but don't have Tariq Skubal money. Tyler Anderson it is, champ. And that's how it feels right now if we're going to get a starting pitcher. So I really like the trade. Hoeing is kind of just a throw-in. He can start. He's made 2 starts this year. Not great results, but out of the bullpen, pretty solid results. 2.70 ERA out of the bullpen. And, of course, the main piece being Tanner Scott. If you guys didn't watch our Tanner Scott video, one of the best relievers in baseball, a setup of Tanner Scott or Robert Suarez and then closing with the other is stupid. It should be illegal. But nonetheless, it's happening for the Padres. It's one of the best bullpens in baseball for sure.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. I'm not even going to lie. That's just ridiculous. And, like, the one thing he's really bad at is walks, which is, whatever. Oh, Dios mío. Love it. So the one thing with like Bryan Hoeing, he probably is just a toss-in, but it's one of those things where I see somebody bringing up Niebla. Niebla could have been like, hey, you know what? We can snag this guy. I like what he has. Maybe we can fix him up to be like a stronger bullpen guy, a possible starter. Just our bullpen now is ridiculous. That back half of the bullpen, like all you have to do is really make it to the 5th inning, past the 5th inning, and then the bullpen can take care of it. And not a lot of teams can say that. Looking at it, every time I get a Twitter notification, I start Brian De La Cruz to the Pirates. Anytime, yeah, that's why I keep looking.
Okay. I'm looking, yeah.
I'm not too upset about Snelling, Lesko, or anything. It's whatever. I mean, anytime we have prospects, we usually trade them for something, and most of the time it's like, okay, cool. We could have got something better there, or and just done something a little bit cooler. Got a little bit. Preller just has this thing where he always goes for the stars of the stars, and it's kind of glad to see him go for the star reliever, and then get Jason Adam, who we didn't think was going to be on the market. We really wanted Pete Fairbanks, and got a potentially better piece than that, and then gets the best receiver on the market instead of, hey, you know what, we're going to blow it all on Scoble. Kind of glad he didn't do that. I mean, it would be great. You get your day one starter, you get a lefty, then you got everybody following them. Yeah, 100% would have been great. But he blew up the farm system, but we kept our top two, and I think that's the most important thing.
No, I think that's the biggest takeaways. I saw someone commented up here. Where is it? Someone said basically, hey, at least here it is, Devin. He said, at least we kept Salas and DeVries. I think that's definitely a very fair piece. I wouldn't have been mad if you would have went for Scooble, but if you would have traded for Crochet, it would have been like, I don't know about that one. Also, we're talking about like giving these guys up, and Mills commented, who cares? Yeah, maybe that's not the best way to look at it, but like, yeah, kind of who cares? Why? Because the window's 2 years right now. Like the window is 2 years. Obviously, it doesn't mean like you can't win or you can't make the playoffs. But with this core, with what they have, the window is this year and next year. They are sitting right now in what, the third wild card spot. They're tied for it. They're right there, right? The Braves are a game and a half above. They're pretty close. The Braves are depleted. Like the wild card race is full on. So first thing is they got to make the playoffs. If they do make the playoffs, they have a really good 1, 2, 3 to come in. Like they have a team that's set. They're also not out of the mix in the division, especially if you were able to go snag 2 tonight. You were definitely back in the mix there because you'd be, 4.5 games back, I want to say. Not that bad. Really not that far off. Maybe it's 5.5, but like it's pretty close. And I think for the value-wise, like people are like, oh, you gave up so much. You gave up so much. You're like, oh, they gave up 2 of their top 5 prospects. Guys, you know who, I think that's what it was, 2 of their top 5 prospects. One of those guys was Adam Mazer. To be honest, do you guys think Adam Mazer really had a future here? Probably not. Like, maybe he did. Maybe he would have developed, but we just watched him go through a batting practice for like 4 or 5 starts. And like, yeah, you don't want to, he's young. He can still develop and get better. But like, we've seen the Padres aren't really willing to wait on a lot of those guys. Robbie Snelling, he struggled this year. He was great last year, kind of fallen off this year. You're trading for the best bullpen arm available. You also get another starter. That's your high-end piece. You're trading at it's drastically struggling. It's like, yeah, that's the value that you're going to trade. So either like you either wanted the Padres to make no moves and try to rock this season and wanted the probably 2 years that they have a true window to win a championship, or you wanted them to hold on to the prospects and the weak farm that they had. Like not to be like, I guess I'm kind of coming across mean, but I just don't think it makes any sense. Like, why would you want them to just like hold and wait? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit their timeline. It's like, oh, the value's off. It's like, all right, well, they already traded a lot of prospects this year. They have guys for a couple more years. They have like all of this core outside of a couple pieces for the next 2 years. Their pitching's all here for the next 2 years. And like Isaac said, everyone's getting older. This is an older team. The window is going to end. Like, the window is definitely going to end, guys. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to end. So you got to win one. Like, that's the thing. You got to win one. This puts the Padres in a spot where they get to the playoffs. Their pin is dominant. What did we see in 2022? Their pin was disgusting, and that's why they won. That's why they got deep into the playoffs, That's why they beat the Dodgers. That's why they beat the Mets. Like, they had a really, really good bullpen, and a lot of times the starting pitching wasn't even that great in a lot of those games that they ended up winning. If you remember, a lot of comebacks in that playoff run. So, yeah, you could also here. There's this one where you want to extend Scott. Maybe potentially you extend him as well. Like, that is an option. Maybe it's not that like a massive extension, but there you go. So I don't think like they got like robbed. I don't think it's that crazy. Snelling, like, yeah, like he's not, dude. He's not even double A. He's in high A, isn't he? Is it double A? I thought it was high A. Like, it's double A. Okay. So, like, still, dude, like, I think that's the right price. I think that is a normal price. It's not that crazy. And especially because we just saw Kikuchi go for a ton. And Kikuchi is like, yeah, he's a starter, but he's not as valued of a piece of having a guy that comes out of the bullpen that's just lights out. So I like it. I don't think I see this question here. Does Scott become our closer? Does it remain Suarez? I think it'll remain Suarez. I mean, ideally, you actually kind of switch it off, and it's like, all right, well, who's the best against these guys? Maybe you even do that. I kind of think the Padres are kind of old school when it comes to that. They don't really do that, so they'll probably just rock with Suarez. But either way, like, you got two nasty pitchers there. You got Adam, you got Jeremiah, right? You got two nasty pitchers before that. So you got four dudes that come out of the pen that are lights out. That's not even talking about, oh yeah, now we got Adrian Morejon, who, let's be honest with ourselves, guys, he kind of struggles when he comes in these like high leverage spots. But you throw Adrian Morejon in the 6th or 7th inning, you're feeling good because that guy comes out there when it's like when it's not like the biggest leverage, and he seems to be way more lights out. So I like this a lot, dude. I think this is a great move. You're probably gonna cut some of these guys that have been bad, like De Los Santos, stuff like that. It makes this team a lot better. I still would like to see a starter, and it's like, oh, who else do you have to trade? Dude, I don't want anyone crazy, dude. I do think that they still need to add a starter. I don't want them to have an incomplete roster. If Musgrove is like definitely coming back in 2 weeks, then maybe you have Hoeing or Brito come back. Also, after I finish talking, I'm going to kind of look up what Brito's been doing because he went down to the minors and getting stretched out and everything. But yeah, you're definitely still right now. As of right now, you are really banking on Musgrove and or Darvish to come back. But this team has gotten a lot better. This bullpen has gotten a lot better, and that was the biggest weakness of this ball club. So yeah, that's kind of my overall thoughts on it, dude. I'm really happy with it. You get to keep your two guys that like you really want to keep in the farm system too, because everyone else be like, oh, you have this crazy farm, It's like, yeah, but like it's not like the Padres are rocking like with a farm system like the Orioles, where it's like, oh yeah, dude, we got like 7 guys in AAA hitting 300. We got like 2 dudes with a sub-1 ERA, like. No, that's not how their farm system was. If you remember, was it 2 years ago, where you look at the Orioles prospect list and like literally like the first 15 guys are all in double or triple A. And it's like, yeah, they're going to be pretty good. They're going to be really, really good. Their window is insane. The Padres aren't doing that. Their farm system's not built like that. So I like the move, dude. I'm happy with what went down, but I don't know. What else are you guys kind of thinking? I see a lot of questions in the chat too.
Yeah, the Orioles, it's funny. A lot of people expected the Orioles to be like the team that was going to make the biggest moves. They were like, oh, the Orioles have the most ammo. Being completely honest, they have the most ammo out of any team in the league. But there's a saying that goes, scared money don't make money. And they're playing scared with their prospects, and they don't want to give them up. I wish I could tell you why. They gave up a top prospect to get Trevor Rogers, of all people. I mean, being honest, the Astros really messed up the market the most. I know the Padres gave up a decent amount to get Jason Adam, but that was with 2.5 years of control. The Astros gave up a top 100 prospect for Yusei Kikuchi, and more. They messed up the market the most out of any team in the league, and then the Orioles messed it up even more. So blame them for this being this. This was more than just a seller's market. This might be the best seller's market I've ever seen. At least over the past few years at minimum. But the Orioles gave up a lot for a guy that I don't even know if they could pencil him in as a starter yet because he's been so bad this year. At most, he's a 5th starter if you look at his numbers. Now, I'm not comfortable. There's still 40 minutes left. I don't know how comfortable I am saying Salas and DeVries are for sure staying. I know there's not much time left, and I know it doesn't seem like the Padres are going to make another move, but right now you're looking at a 4-man rotation unless Joe Musgrove is healthy. Now, do you really want to bank on Joe Musgrove being healthy? And keep in mind, Vasquez, he just had another bad start. He had 4 or 5 good starts, and I don't know how much we can bank on him, making more good starts. His Savant doesn't show that he's going to be making a lot of good starts. He's a number 5. I understand that, but the Padres, they're in a position where you're fighting with like 5 or 6 other teams. That's horrible. 5 or 6 other teams for a wild card spot. You can't really afford to give up any games to. And keep in mind, you still have a few, I believe 1 or 2 series against the Diamondbacks. And they're looking like that team that went to the World Series last year. They look good right now, man. So really you're fighting with some good teams, the Mets, the Braves, the Diamondbacks, the Pirates. You're fighting with some good teams to get to the playoffs, and you can't really afford for someone like Randy Vasquez to not be good. So I'm not going to say, hey, I think the Padres are done. I'm not going to say that because I think Salas might legit be on the table. DeVries has been too good, in my opinion, to be on the table. DeVries is amazing. And if you notice a pattern, the Padres can only develop shortstops for some reason. That being Jackson Merrill. If you want to say Fernando, sure, Fernando. But shortstops are their way to go. So, yeah, I'm not going to say Salas is off the table. Still got 37 minutes. I have my notifications on my phone right now because I'm waiting for these updates. But it's a great bullpen. Estrada, Scott, Morahone, Suarez, Adam. Yuki kind of sucks. See, and the thing is, what I was talking about with Chase before this is, does this make one of the bullpen arms expendable? Does that make him be on the market? Somebody has to be on the market now because De Los Santos is probably not going to pitch for you that much. I don't know how often Yuki's going to pitch for you. Like, there has to be some guys on the market for the Padres to go out and get.
Someone tweeted that, dude. Someone tweeted that they were like the Padres were looking to move bullpen arms too.
It only makes sense right now. You just got two righty bullpen arms and a lefty. You got three relievers now. Of course, one can be a starter, but you just got three relievers. So where does that leave De Los Santos, Peralta, Matsui? Where does that leave them? They have to be on the market now. So I'm not going to count out the Padres making another move.
So let's say they don't get another starter. They do trade up a couple bullpens. Maybe they trade Peralta, maybe they trade Matsui, or even De Los Santos. For that fifth spot, if they don't get anybody else, do you just see them doing like a Vasquez Brito piggyback and then just a normal bullpen day? Both of them get stretched out. Both of them can go like 4 innings, and it's just hey, if they're doing stay in, hey, they start doing bad, the other guy comes in and see if they can just get another. As long as they go 6 innings, that's all you need from them, right? Vasquez is solid for 2 innings, struggles to third. You bring in Brito for 4. Or Vasquez is good for 4 innings, starts to struggle. You bring in Brito until he starts to do bad, that sort of thing. Or what do you do?
I mean, I think it just depends. I think you could have Morahone and Hoeing as number 5 combination. I was looking at Brito. Brito, I mean, his numbers aren't good in AAA. Sorry, I'm not going to value that much. I think we've learned that by now, that those numbers they don't count, all right? They just don't count. He has like a 9 ERA or something, but it's like, yeah, probably you're playing on the moon, dude. But he's pitched 10 innings over 3 starts. So he's probably went 3 innings, 4 innings. So you could do that where you piggyback like that. You're muted.
My bad.
IKF
Deal made. IKF to the Pirates. Yep. Groundbreaking news.
Oh, from the.
Just kidding,
that's a
guys.
weird one. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't really care about that one. All right. I mean, yeah, I could see the number 5 like that. Hoeing, I saw someone said that he has a 20% K rate this year. Interesting. He's been good. That guy is definitely a Niebla guy. He was like, all right, yeah, we'll rock with this dude. Hoeing could also be a guy that they use. So it could be Hoeing. I mean, they could do a day where it's Hoeing, Brito, Morahone. That's it. Do you love that? No. And if Morahone would come in later, or you know what I mean, like whatever. But it's like they have that as like a day that they do every once in a while, and maybe they try to rock with the 4-man rotation the best they can. The problem is you don't really want to do that because then if you make the playoffs and your guys are just gassed, that's the only thing. But also it's kind of hard to say like, well, we could put Cease out there today, or we could put Hoeing and Brito, and you're like, oh, I think we're gonna have to throw Cease out there again. The other thing is the Padres won a couple games when Mazur started them. Like they did. Their offense is electric. So, and I don't want to be like naive about this because we've already seen them choke because of lack of starting pitching. But the Diamondbacks are an example of doing that last year where it was like their pitching sucked outside of a couple guys and it worked out great. Then last year, you also have an example that we just talked about where the Dodgers had no pitching at the end and everyone was just banged up and they were old and hurt and it was a disaster. You know what I mean? So it's really risky. The good thing is, like, if Musgrove comes back, you're in a great spot. If he comes back mid August in like 2 weeks, because he's about to have a simulated game. If that goes well, he's probably gonna have, like, I think he said, like 1 or 2 rehabs, and then he would be back. And they were like making it seem like he's ready to go. He also took a long break. Like, he took a really long break from throwing. And you don't need Musgrove to be like super, super good Musgrove. If Musgrove can come back and have like a 4 ERA, that's totally cool, dude. Like, I'm like, sign me up for that. That's way better. That's way better than throwing Brito and Hoeing out there. Like, a 4 ERA is not that bad. You can go 6 innings, give a couple runs. Huh?
I have a different opinion on that. I get it. I mean, it's just that makes sense because Cease is throwing good right now. Waldron's throwing good right now. King's throwing good right now. Vasquez, before this past start, had 5 really good starts. What would bother me about that is that Joe Musgrove gets paid, I believe, the most in the rotation right now. He's supposed to be one of our playoff guys. I need Musgrove to come back healthy, and I need him to go out there and ball, man. I mean, because it's not only that, but the Padres are a lot better when Joe Musgrove is pitching good. He's one of the main guys on the team. He's one of the captains on the team. So it's like, you know, when Joe Musgrove is throwing good, the Padres are in a rhythm. Yu Darvish, same thing. Hopefully Yu Darvish comes back. I won't bank on it. I love Yu Darvish. I know family comes first. And I saw a tweet earlier saying that he owes us something, but it's really ridiculous to me. I mean, he worked his ass off to get to this point. You know, and he deserves the family time. But if he doesn't come back, that's fine. If he does, super happy. But that's where Musgrove comes in. Like, hey, if Yu Darvish doesn't come back, you're going to have to step up and be the number 1 or number 2 guy, or I guess still number 3, because you'd have to be the number 2 guy, right? And that's why I'm like, 4 ERA, I get it. It's not bad. It won't lose us ball games, but it's, when I think of Joe Musgrove, I think of him as, okay, this guy's on the bump. We can win the ball game, more than, okay, he's on the bump. He can keep us in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
Like, Musgrove needs to come back healthy. Like, there is no option where Musgrove comes back unhealthy and has a bad season. Like, no, we need him to come back healthy. We need him, like, he took all this time off. Like, we need him to come back healthy. It's not a, hey, you're going to rush. No, we let you have all this time to come back and fully get healthy. We need that. I think this is a more interesting question. I think he doesn't keep his job. If he misses playoffs, he doesn't keep his job. Then again, I've been on the Preller needs to leave being a GM and just be a director of scouts. But that's my opinion on it.
I think, okay, this is what I actually think. I don't think you're wrong with that, Chase, but I think that, okay, one, will this be worth it if we miss the playoffs? Probably not, but it's worth it to try to make the, I think it would more be like if you traded Saucer to Vries for like Scooble or Crochet or something like that, and then you missed the playoffs, that would where it'd be like, oh, that's where it'd be like, that was a disaster. That's more where it would be like that. I don't think you traded enough high-end prospect capital to be like, oh, it's not worth it, because like it makes perfect sense for what you're doing. But if you miss the playoffs, like, of course you're gonna, like, you can play hindsight, like, you know, it's like, oh yeah, well, that wasn't worth it. We traded a lot of our farm. I don't think it's this trade that makes it feel like that. I think it's all of the trades, including the Arise trade and the Cease trade. If you don't make the playoffs like the next 2 years, that's more of what I would look at. Does AJ keep his job if you miss the playoffs this year? I think 100% he does. I think he is on a 2-year window right now. Like, yeah. I think that, like, whether or not you want AJ to or anyone wants to, I think that's what they're doing. Also, I think it might be different, but obviously Peter Seidler passing away changed a lot of stuff for that, where I don't think they want to have a bunch of change right away, where I think that they I mean, this is all purely speculation. I feel like they probably talked to AJ. They're like, AJ, your job is secure this year and next year. Like, that's when it is secure. Now, next year, if we see AJ do some crazy shit at the deadline, then I think we're gonna know that it's like, oh yeah, this is it, dude. This is the last hurrah. But I really don't think his job's in jeopardy this year, even though like, if you look at the track record, it should be. But like, that's my opinion. Like, some people don't feel like that. Some people feel like the Padres have been in a horrible spot beforehand, and he's got them a lot better, which I think is true. But I think there's also other factors in play, especially spending a lot of money. But AJ does develop the farm system, and now he has 2 years to kind of build it up from these younger guys and kind of build it up that way. I think it's a 2-year window for him, though, for sure. Isaac, what do you think?
Yeah. The worry with AJ Preller is never, is he going to be able to rebuild the farm system? Is he going to get valuable pieces that can be traded if a star does become available? It's never going to be a worry with me when it comes to AJ Preller being able to get a guy from, I don't know, the DR or whatever it is he gets them from and sign them, and they become a top prospect almost immediately. Ethan Salas. Oh, sorry, guys. Can you guys hear that? Yeah? Okay, 1 second. So you guys can still hear me, right? Cool. So yeah, the problem with me is that, whenever he makes these trades, it always becomes like Josh Naylor is an all-star. It's just that we could have some stuff for cheaper, right? Like, this could be a much cheaper team than anticipated. And the problem at the beginning of the year was like, all right, we're paying crazy prices to go to these games, and Adam Mazur's on the bump right now. What the hell? Like, it just felt ridiculous to me. So I like AJ Preller in the sense that you're never worried about him when it comes to the farm system, but with the major league team, you're always like, damn, like, I don't know, man. It's always scary. Yeah, Chase just ran out of battery on his computer, so he's done for. But it's a fun team. It's never boring with AJ Preller, and that's why I like him. Like, I'm so used to rooting for like the Chargers, always a boring team, never do anything. In the past, the Padres never did anything. They were always the team on the other side of the deals where they're selling because they don't, they're not competing. Now the Padres, Chase just got traded for a starting pitcher.
Chase is done, dude. Tyler Anderson, there it is. We traded Chase.
Now the Padres are in a position where they're competing. I will give it to AJ Preller. If somehow both Musgrove and Darvish come back, or we get a starting pitcher in the next 25 minutes, this will be the most complete team AJ Preller has ever built.
You think so? Can you hear me again? You think it's more complete than the 22? I feel like, yeah. I mean, it is like I guess it is more well-rounded. We had some, but you got to remember, you're muted again, by the way, but we also did have Nola and Grisham at the bottom lineup, and they weren't
exactly
good. They balled out in the playoffs.
They did do really good in the playoffs. The only reason I say it is because, like, you had Profar in the lineup. This year you have Profar in the lineup with like 200 OPS, 200 more OPS points. Of course, you don't have the same Machado. You don't have Soto anymore, but Fernando replaces Soto. Arai is one of the best contact hitters in baseball, and the bullpen's really good. And I don't know, man. I think it's just as good, if not better than them.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to some questions here. I see this one. Dealing Mazur definitely tells me we're dealing for a starter. I think Hoeing might be kind of the complimentary, like flipping the guys in a way. So I don't think that's what tells me we're dealing for a starter. I also think that the Musgrove news might make them hesitant to like pay a ton for a starter. I don't know though, man. I think it's hard to tell. Also see this one. Are we seriously done for the deadline? We got 20 minutes left. It's a little bit longer though, because like some of the trades come in later. So it could end up being like, oh, this happened, and it comes out like 10 minutes after the trade deadline. That goes down sometimes. But also, like, we can kind of be like questioning it. At the end of the day, this is the thing. If this happens, you are set. Like, you're in a great spot. If you make the playoffs, you have Darvish and Musgrove back and Tatis is back, and those guys are all healthy. Your 1 through 5 is insane. One of those guys is going to the bullpen, maybe even two of them at the beginning of the playoffs. And your lineup is just crazy. So they're gonna need to keep like doing this, man. I mean, I feel like I don't know, dude. I feel like this is a good team. I feel like this is a really good team. I'm happy with the deadline moves. I don't think either of them were bad trades. I would like another move though. I would like a move for just a starting pitcher because I am a little bit hesitant to just be like, yeah, we're fine because Musgrove and Darvish will come back. Like, if they really think that's going to be the case, like, and there also was a couple reports where they were talking about Darvish and they're like, the Padres are kind of letting him do their thing. But it almost seemed like they were saying that he might come back. Like, it was like leaning towards it. Like, they're like almost like they're expecting him to come back, which is interesting. And if you get Musgrove back and they're feeling like Musgrove's ready to go, then I don't think the need for a starting pitcher is as much. And it's like maybe you saved a little bit on some prospects and you just improved your bullpen that much. And like that is the best case scenario. However, it's risky. It's super risky if you don't get a healthy Musgrove back, if Darvish doesn't come back. Like that's where it gets really scary. Because if you miss the playoffs, it's a massive disaster. Like this year, next year, if you miss the playoffs, either of those years, it's a massive disaster. That is going to be just the bottom line of this. But I do think, like Isaac, you said you think this is the most complete roster AJ's built. I think it's the deepest, right? It's definitely the deepest.
For sure. Because I mean, off the bench, you still got Solano and Peralta. Whereas that 2022 team, who was it? It was like Alfaro. Oh, you know what? Drury and Myers off the bench was pretty good too. And sometimes instead of Drury, it'd be Bell. But I mean, either way, it's a good team. You can compare both. They're both good teams. Just depends on your preference, what you like more. But we only have 20 minutes. I'm not sure how to feel about the Padres not getting a starter to this point. I mean, all you have left right now are your top two guys. You got Salas and DeVries, which means if you're not in on the top end guys like Skubal or Crochet, really no point in trading for a starter. I will say the team that I think lost the deadline the most, maybe not the most, but they're up there. The Giants. I think they had a horrible deadline.
What do you think about the Cardinals?
See, the thing with the Cardinals is that I just expect that from them. Like, I don't expect groundbreaking moves. I just expect them to fill in their roster and work with it and see if they can go far in the playoffs. They're kind of just like that mediocre team that they'll get there, but I don't know, man. I don't feel like that's a team to be scared of at the deadline or in general. But the Giants not trading Blake Snell, Camilo Duvall. I know they're only 4 games out, but that's a team that should absolutely be selling right now because that team is not built for the present or the future.
Isaac's popular over here.
What was that?
I said you're popular over here.
Dude, I know. My phone's blowing up.
Yeah, dude, I feel like I mean, I like where it is. It is tough. It's just an interesting situation. And I feel like the only reason we're like really freaked out about a starter is just because like we've seen them get burned for that. And I feel like that's why we're like, oh God, like don't have this happen. Do not have this happen. The good thing is like the difference of some of these past years, like last year you were kind of like half in, half out on the trade deadline, which you should have just made some trades and moved Hader. That's what I wanted so bad. Like, why do we have Hader? He pitched like 15 innings after the trade deadline or something stupid. You could have got some more guys. But anyways, in 2021, it was the same thing where it's like, you don't really do that much. I don't think this trade deadline is like that. I think this trade deadline, you just went out and got your weakest part of you have 3 parts of your team, right? You got your lineup, you got your starters, you got your bullpen. Your bullpen was your weakest part of this team, 100%. And you just went out and you just got 2 guys that are going to be really, really good for that bullpen. You also get Hoeing, who kind of can come in and start. But if you get Musgrove back in 2 weeks, all right, dude, then it's okay. It's okay. You have Randy Vasquez as a 5 is like that. You can live with that. But it's just an if. That's the reason why you're a little bit scared. I think that, and I also saw this right here from Carlos, no way Padres are done making moves. I feel like a last-minute move is coming in. I think there's going to be something. And it might be like a starting pitcher that's not good. Who was the guy there's a guy in the A's that Chase was wanting. So someone you're going to be like, hell no. Let me We were talking about him last night. I gotta find him. All right, give me a second.
It's
But
just I don't
you
know,
think there's gonna be
man.
one more move?
I if there's gonna be one more move for the Padres, it's gonna be either a really shitty starter or it's gonna be Skubal, Crochet, or Snell. At this point, I don't see it being Skubal or Crochet. I don't think they're moving. Crochet not moving is the craziest thing ever, bro. I know that, he might have screwed over the White Sox because it was like, why would you go out there and say that you're not going to pitch in the playoffs if you got an extension, which is bullshit. That's not true. You should absolutely, if you don't go out there and pitch in the playoffs because you're not getting an extension, you literally will not get an extension in the future either. Pitching in the playoffs is where your money is made. So if you want the bread, if you want the most money you can get for being one of the top starters in baseball, you go pitch in the damn playoffs. So I understand I might have screwed him over, but in the same sense, dude, the Baltimore Orioles just made a move. Hold on. Let me see who it was.
The Mets made a move too.
Yeah.
The Mets have made like 50 moves.
Yeah, the Mets are making a lot of moves. They're scary, bro. Eloy Jimenez for the Orioles. Scared money don't make money. He's trash. So yeah, again, the Orioles doing absolutely nothing.
You want to see who Chase wanted?
Let me see.
You're gonna probably have to send him a message after this. You're not gonna like this.
What the fuck?
Ross Stripling, that's who he wanted. He's like, dude, you could be really cheap. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it is true. Like, you could just have him throw a couple games. I guess it's not that bad.
It's only 10 starts. I get it, bro. I know. I want to go the cheap
I get where he's
route,
coming
too.
from, but it's like, okay, but the fact that they got Tanner Scott, I wouldn't like freak out if this was the case.
Yeah,
If you get, like,
exactly.
80 for this
Exactly.
dude, it's like, all right, cool.
At this point,
like that would be.
Yeah, at this point, if they got like a shitty 5-starter, it's like, all right, at least it's not Adam Mazer, right? Like Adam Mazer was the shittiest of shit 5-starters out there. No offense to Adam Mazer. I know he's young, but he was bad.
He could come back.
Damn it. But I just turned notifications off, man. What the fuck? But yeah, it's like at this point, if it's not one of the top guys on the market or a really crappy 5-starter, you're looking at this being the end of the deadline for the Padres. There's only 15 minutes left. Moves are happening. The stove's pretty hot right now, but you're happy with the Tanner Scott acquisition. You're happy with the Jason Adam acquisition. And really that's what I wanted the most. I wanted relievers the most, and we got 3 of them. However, I just saw Randy Vasquez's last start and I was not encouraged. So now I'm kind of like up in the air. But overall, good trade deadline for the Padres. I know, Matt brought up that 21 deadline. That was god awful. Adam Frazier ended up being god awful. That pitcher from the Nationals was trash.
It's because you missed
Of
out
course,
on Scherzer.
Didn't expect him to be good, but Jake Marisnick was trash. So, I mean, overall, a good trade deadline for the Padres. At this point, I don't think another move is happening. 14 minutes left.
I think we're gonna get one, dude.
I hope so. I really hope so. For those who don't know, Judd, God bless the Magic Judd. He said not done, man. So just kidding. Judd's nothing, guys. But I'm interested to see if they make a move at the buzzer. I will be ecstatic no matter who it is, because I just love seeing the notification that the San Diego Padres have made a move. So again, I don't think it's happening. It's not going to be Skubal. Probably not going to be Crochet because the White Sox they're pitching out. For some weird
the
reason.
Padres have made 2 trades: Skubal and Vladdy Jr.
Dude, I mean, I don't know, man. I could see it, but it's like if
This
the White
late
Sox
would be crazy.
it'd
That
be
would
crazy. Exactly. There's only 13 minutes left. Like, it's at the buzzer at this point, and you're looking at it like, okay, if the White Sox don't trade Crochet, they lost the trade deadline for sure.
Why wouldn't you? That's
Why
insane.
wouldn't you? Even if you're not,
Flaherty hasn't been traded either, right?
Flair, they would lose the trade deadline too. Even if you're not getting them at the price that other teams are getting their starters, there's literally no point of holding them. It's stupid to hold them. You're not competing anytime soon. The Tigers suck. The White Sox suck. They have sucked. They will suck for the I don't know, probably for a long time. There's no point in keeping them. Really, there isn't. So if neither Flaherty or Crochet get traded, they're losers of the trade deadline for sure.
Dude, it's true. I want to go back to this bullpen Tanner Scott real quick. Real fast. Shout out Underdog. Promo code Friar Talk. That's all I'm going to say. Support us if you want. All right. To the bullpen. Dude, that was the fastest ad ever.
Use the damn code.
Yeah, use the damn code. All right. So I wanted to show you guys the bullpen. I want to break this down because this was the Padres' biggest weakness, right? Now we're sitting here. All right. These are some of their starters. It's just their can we do depth chart? Sick. All right, cool. So, oh look, dude, they're look at this. They want him back so bad. You see this? All right, here we go. Suarez. Oh, it's not everyone else, but still, you got the two new names, right? Then you got Jeremiah, Morahone, Matsui. Like, dude, now Matsui and Morahone are in a spot though where they don't have they're in a good spot because they don't have to pitch these super high leverage innings. Matsui's been good and Morahone have both been good when they're not pitching like 8th inning. Like, have you noticed that? Like, if they're not pitching 8th, 9th inning, and the pressure's not really on that heavy, they've been good.
Move made. I like that a lot. I don't know if you guys remember, if you watched our reliever video, Tanner Banks was one of our targets. He just got traded to the Phillies. That's not scared money. I'm not scared of him, but yeah, go ahead, Matt.
I mean, the Phillies are a nasty team though too. So it's just like they don't need to do anything like super crazy. Yeah, dude, here we go. Even a better idea, dude. Fucking dude, throw Cronenworth in there one day. No, but Cronenworth did strike out Mookie Betts, so maybe we'll see him tonight. Win like 15-0, right? But like now the bullpen's looking good. I wish I had an active one. This kind of sucks to show you guys. But like now you have like 4 really good bullpen pieces instead of not be like holding your breath anytime it wasn't like Jeremiah like in like the 8th inning or Suarez in the 9th where you're like, oh God, like if there's anything else, you'd be like, oh, that's not good. Like you got to be careful. Any 1-run game, you're afraid. And it's like, dude, even some of those games, like you blew a massive lead. Like they came back against the Diamondbacks, but they were up like 6 runs in the 9th. And it's like, dude, you throw a Neil De Los Santos in there. I think it was him. Not Peralta. Was it him or Peralta? It was De Los Santos, right? I feel like that was kind of the last straw with him.
I believe it was De Los Santos and Kolek.
Yeah, but Cole came in like late. Like,
yeah,
it's like, and Kolek was doing better. He struggled a little bit again, but it's like now he's in a spot. Like a lot of these guys are just bumped down where it's like they're not in like these high leverage spots anymore, which I think helps a ton. But you just turned your biggest weakness into a strength. So I'm really happy about doing that. I want to see a buzzer beater though. I want to wait we have 10 minutes. I want to wait the last 10 minutes out. Feed us any questions you guys got. Maybe there'll be something after the buzzer that would suck if we like hop off the stream and then it's like, bang, another trade. Scooble.
I think the Padres, I want them to make a move at the buzzer. Carlos, hey man, Carlos, you're hitting it on the nail, bro. AJ Preller will always find young talent and will always trade them away. In summary, he has unlimited assets. You're damn right. That's absolutely true.
So I had a question, and I wanted to talk about this last night with Chase, and I wonder what everyone listening is thinking too, because this is something I was thinking about. Like, oh yeah, like they might trade DeVries or Salas, right? And my thought was like, if they trade DeVries or Salas and they just keep trading all these prospects, DeVries and Salas, they were number 1 overall guys from the DR. Doesn't that make it not as appealing to come to the Padres? Like I was thinking about that as like a problem. Like I think it has to, right? Like from mentally, if you're like, dude, if I sign with this team, I'm not even gonna go up with them. Why would I sign with them? Like because they're not gonna get traded now. Like so, it's
I get what you're saying. To me, it's more okay. Like if I were in their shoes, it's like, well, hey, the Padres might trade me, but they offered me the most money, and that money's gonna go with me wherever I go. So I don't really care. So that would be my choice when it comes to trades, or if I was a prospect and I was thinking, hey, I might get traded, especially if I go to this team, it's like, well, no matter where I go, the money's going with me. So that's just my opinion, but I completely understand what you're saying. If for a player coming up in the same system the whole time is important to them. if they're willing to take a little less money to grow in a system like the Rays or the Guardians or something like that and become, one of their stars after developing in their farm system, completely understand. But at that point, you worked your ass off to make your family the money, and that would be my deciding factor.
All right, I got a good quote from you, and then we got to talk about this Dodgers series. So they just asked Jeremiah, who's doing an interview right now, and he didn't realize that they had acquired Tanner Scott. And one of the last questions they asked was about Scott, and he said, "Oh, Tanner Scott," and he smiled, and they said, "That's the lefty I use in the bullpen in MLB The Show." I thought you liked that one, Isaac. That was AJ Cassavell that said that one. So then we had this question. This is a good one, dude. Is this Dodgers series important to see where we are as far as the division? Yes. They are 6.5 games back from the Dodgers right now. It's a 2-game series. You go and take 2 of these games, you're 4.5 games back. You are in the mix for the division. You have another series late in the season too. So if you split them both, it's like, okay, like in theory, like you're a little bit too far away, but like you could make it. If you lose them both, 8.5 is going to be real tough to come back from, and that's not going to be the priority at all. But if you win the 2, the momentum from that, I think the momentum from that is big, especially you made a move. The Dodgers didn't really do a whole lot. They didn't really trade anything at the deadline, like a couple minor moves. I think the Padres had bigger moves. I think they improved their weaknesses in a better way. You're going to kind of feel like, oh, dude, it's on. Like, we can catch them. And if we're close at the end of the season, that, like, I think it's like a week before the season ends, it's like that's going to decide the division. That's how you're going to feel, especially because after this Dodgers series, we get a little light schedule coming up. Though the Pirates have got better, which hopefully just miss Skeens. Hopefully somehow we miss Skeens both series.
I'm pretty sure you dodge Skeens both series if they're
really?
I'm pretty sure you dodge Skeens both series if their current rotation sticks the way it is. But hold on, let me mute these damn notifications, man. Give me 1 second.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you miss them in both series. But what I was gonna say, each series against the Dodgers remaining, if you're trying to win the division, they're important. If you're okay with the wild card, they're not that important. But if you want to try for the division, if you take both of these games today and tomorrow, I don't think it's happening. Keep that in mind. I think we're splitting. But if you take both of these games today and tomorrow, you take the season series over the Dodgers, and if your record is the same at the end of the season, you get the first seed over the Dodgers. That's why it's important, because the tiebreaker factor. So if your record is the same, Jack Flaherty to the Dodgers. Shit.
Did you see Bob Nightingale's? Did you see his? Well, yeah. Damn it! They made a move.
Damn it.
Fuck. So
all right.
So
damn it.
I don't know if you saw. Did you see the Bob Nightingale tweet that he had? He
No,
was
I
like,
didn't.
something Jack Flaherty of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Like he already knew it was going down.
Fuck. Damn it. All right. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I was really hoping they wouldn't make any moves.
Yeah, that's also what they needed, dude. Damn.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed. Damn it. I hope they got fleeced. But I mean, even then, their farm system's not that good. So it's like, could they really get fleeced? I don't know. But
we'll see. Here we go. Ready? Who do you think we can get on the waiver list? We'll obviously have to see, but I'm just gonna throw this out there as a joke. Crochet, dude, because the White Sox suck. All right, that's part of their move. We're gonna cut this dude. No, you might get like, dude. This is where you might get like a stripling or some stupid shit, right? Like,
yes, dude.
Wow, we threw him for cash considerations, dude. We could do cash considerations for someone. You're saving this money on Darvish.
I'm pretty sure. Oh my god, bro, it's blowing. My friends are all baseball fans. That's why it's blowing up. But
and a lot of them are Dodger fans.
Yeah, a lot of them are Dodger fans. But what I was gonna say was 4 minutes. I'm pretty sure in 21, Jake Marisnick was the buzzer beater move. So yeah, I could see Ross Stripling being the buzzer beater move. But yeah, it's not the same because in 21 you settled with Adam Frazier and another bum from I believe it was Daniel Hudson from the Nationals, and then you settled for Jake Marisnick, knowing you needed an outfielder, or at least a bat. And then this year, you get Tanner Scott, you get Jason Adam, 2 top high-end bullpen guys, and yeah, you might not get a starter, and yeah, the Dodgers might have just got one of the best starters on the market, but oh well. right? I'm not too bummed about it.
Baseball.
It's a little frustrating because I wanted the Padres to. For those of you who don't know, Jack Flaherty was like my second target after Skubal, but all good. It's a good move for the Dodgers. I don't know what the deal is yet. 3 minutes. Doesn't look like the Padres are going to make a move. Salas and DeVries look like they're going to be safe.
That's what you think. And then here it comes. Jack Flaherty at the buzzer. The Tigers are just waiting, dude. They're just waiting to the very last second. Skubal gone. Their fans are like, no, we're going to suck still. Just why didn't we trade Javi Baez? Yeah, I don't really have much faith in the Tigers either, dude. Like, they got some good pieces, but it's like, yeah, the Dodgers have a lot of starters coming back, so looking pretty good. But the matchups for this series are pretty sweet. Tonight it's Glasnow versus Waldron, and then Kershaw versus Cease. Dude, tomorrow night's game is going to be sick. Kershaw versus Cease is amazing. Wait, someone just said there's a deal. Mills said there's a deal. Is he lying? Mills, are you lying right now? You see this, Isaac? He's lying?
He's lying. I'm pretty sure he's lying.
De Los Santos to the Yanks.
The Dodgers also got Kevin Kiermaier.
Whatever.
I don't really care.
Yeah, that's kind of like a lot of their trades, I feel like. Just like, I mean, they obviously have like their main guys. Yeah, I want to see what their deal is. Oh, that's a separate deal. Tanner Banks to the Phillies. Dude, I'm not getting a lot of these notifications.
He's right.
Who?
Martin Perez to San Diego.
Martin Perez? It's Martin, right?
I don't know.
I think it's Martin. That's
it fucking sucks.
dude, well, we knew something was gonna happen. There's your starter.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, that's your fifth starter for two weeks.
I guess.
The notifications to stream are hilarious. All right, here we go, baby. Martin Perez. All right, buzzer beater trade. We knew it was going to be one of these. Pitching run value, it's there. All right, it is there. No, but in all seriousness, this is a guy that's kind of a placeholder. Let's see what he did last year, right? Not as bad. All right, return to that, dog. Return to that, and then we're chilling. We get the Niebla Magic. Dude, look, we just need the Niebla Magic right here. Apparently De Los Santos to the Yankees is also a thing. Mills, I'm sorry. I didn't trust you. That was messed up.
De Los Santos to the Yankees?
That's what he's saying.
I'm going
to trust him since he was right about Martin Perez. I think
I'm going to trust him too.
It's Martin. It's Martin Perez. No, it's Martin. It's Martin. I'm tripping.
Bro, he sucks. Hey,
but don't look at that. Just look at 2022, all right? Don't feel bad about it.
Just look when he was with the Rangers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Last
sure
year he wasn't good, but when he's on the Rangers in 2022, he was good. Like, he's been all right in the past, dude. If he comes here and has a sub-5 ERA, sick. You know?
Yeah. Okay, trade deadline's over. Well,
dude,
trades can still come in, but the losers of the trade deadline, the Chicago White Sox, they will stay sucking forever.
Yeah, they're awful. I would say
one of the worst organizations in sports. Right there with A's.
For sellers, you know, I'm gonna shout out this team because they never get any credit, but I'll give the Angels one. They got a lot for their bullpen pieces, I feel like, and they traded like the right guys.
Yep, Yankees have acquired. I wonder for who. I wonder who we got.
De Los Santos, yeah, dude. Anyone, dude. Nestor Cortez, right?
Yeah. For that'd be crazy. The Rays got Dylan Carlson. Luis Garcia went from the Angels to the Red Sox.
Now all these deals are swinging in.
All these deals are coming, bro. The stove is hot. The stove is so hot.
Yeah. I wonder what we get for Anil De Los Santos. Also, what we traded for Martin Perez.
Theron Lorenzo and Trey Sweeney for Jack Flaherty. Who the hell are they?
I don't, dude. Well, we also both don't know prospects. Chase knows prospects more.
Yeah, Chase knows prospects more. I don't know who they are.
Oh, Harv says they're cheating, dude. Dude,
for real, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, Look at this, dude. They think that they got this dude in Flaherty, but we got Martin Perez. Just wait for the come up, dude. Just wait for the come
All
up.
right, bro. I'm like,
I'm happy we traded De Los Santos.
yeah, me too.
Dude, they might both just be like cash.
At the end of the day, it was the Padres wanted Tariq Skubal, but didn't have Tariq Skubal money. Martin Perez, it is, champ.
Dude, there we go.
Bro. Oh my god! All right, well, we ride. I mean,
Dude, that's fine. I would rather have like if you're
if Musgrove's back next week, then you're okay with it.
Yeah, he's also been good before at least. Like he's might not. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get like too excited about it, but it's like, all right, dude, like that's fine if you were doing that, if you were improving the bullpen a ton, like that's okay. That's fine to do.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like, I get it. I'm just like, what the hell? Like that was out of left field. I wouldn't either. It was out of left field, so I'm just like a little weirded out. But yeah, I mean, hey, I think overall good trade deadline for the Dodgers. Or the Dodgers, fuck the Dodgers. The Padres, good trade deadline for the Padres. Got
You're getting all your notifications from your buddies, huh?
Dude, yeah, everyone's talking about the Dodgers right now. Good trade deadline for the Padres. 2.5 years of control with Jason Adam. One of the best closers, one of the best bullpen arms in baseball. Former GOAT Martin Perez. And you got rid of Daniel De Los Santos. So in a seller's market, you're happy with what you got.
I want to see these packages.
Me
Can't
too.
be much, right?
No, I'm a little.
If anyone sees the package, message it, please.
I'm a little disappointed that teams like the White Sox didn't give Crochet, the Tigers didn't give Skubal. Like, it's very disappointing because that's robbing a good team of actually putting on some fun baseball games. No one's going to your games, bro. No one's going to see Crochet and Skubal. You're better off selling them and getting people who could be entertainers for the team later. But disappointed to see that for sure. Because I feel like Guerrero Jr. didn't get traded. Bichette didn't get traded. All the stars that I thought were going to be available weren't really available unless you gave up Jesus himself. So, I mean, kind of weird. It was a weird deadline, but a fun deadline nonetheless. I mean, the stove was crazy in the last hour.
Dude, that Dodgers package for Flaherty, that was ass. I just looked up those guys. That is crazy. Wow. I'm kind of shocked. Dude, yeah, I want to see like what these packages are. And dude, honestly, you know what's funny about this, dude? The Yankees just got Anil De Los Santos, right? You have that Juan Soto trade, right? It's probably if he stays with the Yankees, like we've been talking about it a lot. I feel like not as much anymore, but like it's probably not going to be a good look for the Padres. But it would be kind of hilarious if we traded Anil De Los Santos to the Yankees and he completely fucked up in their playoffs and blew a game. That would actually be like amazing. Sorry, Yankee. I mean, I actually kind of like. I mean, I have like friends out here that are Yankee fans, so it's like I kind of end up rooting for them in like the AL. Actually, I don't know if I've ever told you this, and people in the chat are probably going to blast me for this, but I actually always have fun rooting for both the Yankees and the Red Sox, and then I just wait till they link up in like the playoffs, and I just like eat that up, dude. That is like my favorite thing in the AL. Like I love those. Like I know they're powerhouses, but I like enjoy watching like because their fans are also crazy, dude. Like it's pretty fun being out here and like going to a Yankee game. They're just like going nuts. Dude, yeah, you trying to look at this package? It's probably cash, right? Or like a prospect.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm trying to find the packages, but it's pretty hard to find right now. Yeah, I can't find anything for the Padres when it comes to the Martin Perez acquisition or the Daniel De Los Santos subtraction. Yeah, I can't find anything.
Is Martin Perez's first game going to be against the Rockies at Coors?
Fuck, dude.
It's at Coors, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, let me check. I'm checking right now. Jesse, they're doing this dude dirty.
Yeah,
it is So we have the home games against the Dodgers. No, it's in Petco. Dude, all right. That's good. That's cool. You let them come out there. Like, all right, dude, easy start for you, man. You can go out there. You can go on Sunday afternoon against the Rockies, okay? And then your next start is going to be against the Marlins, and then hopefully Musgrove's back. Bang! Look at that.
Yeah, that's
All
true.
right.
Okay. I mean, Martin Perez ends up becoming a guy. I'm sorry, but I'm starting Vasquez over Perez. I really don't care.
Well, we'll
I really
see.
am.
I mean, I think you just have to kind of play how the next 2 weeks are that's what you're doing, right? You're waiting to see.
Yep, you're waiting to see because I'm not. The way I see it, it's like, all right, we got a young guy and we traded Juan Soto for him. It's like, why the hell am I going to put this guy on the mound? But I get it. It's fine. He was an all-star a couple years ago. I understand if Niebla can fix him up. You're kind of taking a risk, but whatever.
Dude, I just texted my buddy that they're absolutely fucked. He's a Red Sox fan. They traded for Luis Garcia.
Oh, he's trash.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Perez is 2 years removed from being an all-star, where he was a monster that year.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing for, like, you probably gave up, like, next to nothing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's what we were just talking about, like, the whole stream. Like, we love the bullpen. We love what they did. You need to get something else, something small.
Yeah. I get it. I knew it. Okay. I can't be mad. I knew it would either be a shitty starter or a superstar. So there's the shitty starter. But overall, you're only going to use him a few times. You could probably piggyback him. The overall mission is just to get to the playoffs, and then you literally don't have to use him anymore.
Yeah.
So overall, I'm sorry. This candy is really good. Really good trade deadline. I like what the Padres did with the bullpen. Fernando comes back. That lineup's going to be stupid. But overall, I'm a little disappointed that the Padres could have got Holton and Flaherty for the cost that they got, that the Dodgers got Flaherty and just Flaherty, I guess.
Yeah,
but
it's a kind of separate trade, yeah.
That's a little frustrating to me, but overall, it's fine. I don't have anything else to say. Deadline's over. 10 minutes removed. I don't believe any more moves are going to be made for the Padres.
No. They're slowing down.
But, yeah, I got nothing else other than use our code for Underdog. It's Fire Talk, 50% deposit match. Matt, anything else?
Dude, I feel like it was a successful trade deadline. I'm happy with where they're at.
Yep.
Go make the playoffs, man. Go make the playoffs. I want to watch some playoff baseball again.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome in 2022. The only dose that Isaac and I have ever seen. I guess 2020, 2022.
It doesn't count.
2020 also. 2020 we saw it, but it was, a little weird. That was sick though.
Yeah.
That was the Cardinal series was still
cool.
super.
Yeah, it was a fun series.
But that's the only playoff baseball we've ever seen in our lives, like for our guys.
Exactly.
But yeah, overall, dude, you made the bullpen better. That was the biggest weakness. I like that. You could have added more as a starter, but the market was absurd. So you pivoted. And now you are going to survive until Joe Musgrove comes back, and you're banking on Musgrove and Darvish to come back. And if they do come back, you're in a fantastic spot. So, yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to y'all soon. We'll do some stuff. Hopefully after this Dodger series sometime soon, but talk to you then. See ya.
Peace.
Peace.